Welcome to the Hamsi Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Tuesday, November 6, 2012. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at 1,222. Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at 731. We had 32 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 4 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. Very solid market internals here today. For the volatility, 300,000 contracts traded on the VIX today, with 32 million in total premiums paid. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio in November, we saw a 1.4 reading, which is neutral, with 49% of the total premiums paid. And in December, a 0.55, which is neutral also, with 21% of the total premiums paid. Here we have the daily chart for SPX. You can see here we have an update today. We were 11 handles for the day. Pretty good update. And the important thing here, we continue to be on this consolidation range. And we are below 0 sigma. We want to break that 0 sigma of 1430 to the upside. And our target would be 1447 and then 1463. CI is starting to turn, as you can see here, slightly positive, as well as CI dips started to go higher. If we go to our 60-minute chart, support, pivot, and resistance, we are above the weekly pivot, and we are right now basically at resistance number 1. If we go higher from here, we're looking for 1446, and above that, 1458. Those are going to be the targets to look here on the upside. We already met target number 1. On the downside, weekly pivot is at 1418, and below we're looking for 1402. Those are going to be the targets here on the downside in case we get some sell-off. If we go to our moving averages chart, here you can see we broke this previous resistance here, and now we're at the 20-day moving average. We were not able to close above it, and now we're looking for the 50-day moving average and the 20-day moving average. We want another update here and finish above 1435. That's the 50-day moving average. That's going to be pretty positive if we are able to close above that line there. Now let's go for SPY and look at some targets here. Here we have the daily chart for SPY. The number we're looking to close above it is 143.75. That's going to be pretty important to close above that level. So that's the level to watch here on the upside, 143.75. And on the downside, the 100-day moving average of 140.37. Those are the two numbers we're looking right now, and that is the range that we've been consolidating the last couple of days. If we go to our other chart, support, pivot, and resistance, here we have it. Our next target on the upside would be 145. That's going to be the target we're looking here on the upside, 145. And on the downside, 140.24, which is the same level as the 100-day moving average. We go to the Qs. Here we have the Nasdaq ETF. And as you can see here, we are looking for 66.84. That's going to be our next upper target. And then 67.46, we have a good update for the Nasdaq, 0.3%, but of course lagging off SPY. If we look here on the downside, maybe looking for 64.50 in case we get some kind of a sell-off. Going to our moving averages chart, we've been talking about here the Nasdaq being weaker than the rest of the indexes and trying to hold this period, this 200-day moving average. And as our upper resistance would be the 100-day moving average at 66.34. Today was resistance, and we could not break it intraday and not closing there. Also, we want to maybe see a break of this 200-day moving average and come and test the 62 target we have, and then the 60 level. Those are the targets here on the Qs. Going to IWM. Here we have the daily chart for IWM. We are closing exactly at some support level, or some resistance. As you can see here, we want to go higher, maybe try to break above this 82.34 and go as high as 83.20. We want to close the week above this 50-day moving average. That's going to be pretty important here to go higher from here, higher prices. On the upside, on the downside, we're looking for 81 and 80.6. That's the 100 and 200-day moving average. Very important levels here to watch it. If we go here for GLD, very nice day for GLD today. Was up almost 2%, 1.8, and we have this big reversal here, as you can see. We want to see what happens with gold. We were on this downward pattern here, and we're bouncing up the 100 and 200-day moving average. We are looking for 66.16 and maybe 67. We're looking for a break of the 20-day moving average first. That would be our first bounce. And we'll have to see what happens tomorrow with the elections. So those are the levels here we're watching on GLD. For the VIX chart, here we are down 4.5% for the day and closing at the 200-day moving average is going to be important here, as we talked about here. We are basically going up and down on this 200-day moving average. We want to see a big breakout or breakdown here on the VIX to take our next move on equities here. Maybe go, if we go higher, maybe go to this 20.62 level or even higher to 21. On the downside, we're looking for 15s. We want to see a big swing here on the VIX to either side. We have a special offer by TradeStation. Get your HAMSI Analytics proprietary indicators paid by TradeStation. Contact Active Traders office in Chicago, Peter Albino, at the number listed below. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.